Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming to join me today. Um, I've completed the journals that I was making using the papers from the paper cameo. And I'm not sure if the flip through has gone out before or after this video, but I'm moving on and I'm now working with um, Rachel Roxy Creations Christmas journals, and these are the tall, thin ones. She's got two Christmas tall thin journal kits and I've mixed them together, so these have got a mix of both kits in. So I've probably overcommitted myself to doing two, um, but who knows, I could be getting ahead of time for next Christmas, couldn't I need to look at it that way. So if they don't get done before this Christmas, I've got a head start for next Christmas. So where have I got to? Well, I've put my papers together for both. The first page, obviously they're going to have fabric covers. The first page of both of them is two papers glued together, and I've not glued it to the edge because I want to put an envelope flip, the same, I've already done it in this one. I've put an envelope flip in, but what I've done is I've glued the flap in between the two papers and then stitched it together so that I haven't got a flap showing on this side, if that makes sense. Um, so that bit will go inside there, if that makes sense, so that you don't see it on the other side. And then I've just stitched all the way around it. So I've done that. And I've just put some papers together. I've got one of Rachel's, this is from last year, Florentine papers. And then, as I say, they're a mix of the papers from both of her kits. So I'm off the top of my head, I don't know which kit is which, but that's what I've done. I've also included, I've backed some of them with the papers that I love to use from Lorna at TaylorMade Journals, because it just reminds me of the snow. I've got a window envelope that's going in there. They've both got the same kind of book pages in. They've both got two proper vintage papers, the last of my papers that I had from Rachel. They've both got papers in, Christmas papers. They've both got tea dye papers in. So I'm kind of, they've both got straw paper in, music papers. So I'm kind of trying to follow a theme so that they're both the same but different, because obviously they've got different, they haven't got the same kit pages in. I've split the two kits between the two journals. So I haven't done an awful lot in this one. As I say, I've put this flip on the front. Hope you can see. It's really difficult to get these in, isn't it, when they're tall? So I've used Rachel's cutouts. I've used her ephemera. So I think these will be like 99% Roxy Creations. I've used one of the tags from last year. So it's a real good mix and match of all sorts. That's that paper there is from Crafty Cat. I've just pulled my neutral papers to back them with. I want to put that on this page. It's like a flip out. Well, it is not like a flip out. It is a flip out. So it's three tags, so that you don't lose that, but they look nice on there. And then when you turn it over, it'll be a tuck spot. I'm thinking that might need to be a thinner tuck spot, but I've left it like that for now. I've put a piece of ribbon or lace across as a belly band. Just going to hold those flat while I turn it, and I'm doing a tall tag to go in there, and that's one of Rachel's images. So that's, and this one I have stitched all the way around the cover. I don't know if you can see it, I've just zigzagged around it. So that's where I've got to with that one. So I thought I would catch up and get the next one at the same stage. So I want to put an envelope flip on here again. So I need to cut this envelope down because obviously it's too wide. I don't know how wide I did the other one. No idea. But I'm just going to, I know the pages are about 3 3/4. So I don't want it to be much more than 3 inches, to be fair. But I want it to have a flip so that I can flip it. To go between the two pages is what I mean. So if I do it 3.5, made that commitment. and I am going to open it top and bottom because I just think it's easier for me to deal with. I need it top and bottom. I don't know what I need, to be honest, but I'm going to open it top and bottom. I didn't want to do that. But I've done it and it doesn't matter because I'm thinking I want to have this as a pocket, don't I? Yes, I do. So that's all right though, it doesn't matter because I can fold it up still. It's not a problem. So I want about a 1/2 inch. How wide will that make it? If I do a 1/2 inch flap, I didn't really score that enough to make it work. Yeah, that makes it wide enough. I'm happy with that. I'm just going to rip those bits off because I don't need them. They just add that bit extra bulk, so I'm just going to rip them off. Rip them off. Okay, that's fine. Do you know, I need to get myself a separate bone folder because I use this. I take it off the scoreboard, use it when I'm crafting, put it down, and then can I find it to put back with the scoreboard? No, I can't. So I need to get another one that is just a bone folder. So it's on my Christmas list. The kids can buy me one. My grandson can buy me one. So what am I doing? I am going to make this into that flip. So I want to... I folded this over, so that's going to be the flap that fits between the two papers. Okay. And then I want to cut that down because obviously I don't want the back to stick out more than the front. So I'm going to cut that bit off. I do like using window envelopes. They're just so flexible. They really are. So that will then become a flip on there. So it will fit in there like so. And then you don't see it here. It'll just be stitched around and then it will open out like that. So I want this bottom bit to be a fold up pocket. So I think I'm going to do it. I don't want to cover the deer. Do a deer. So I'm just going to fold that up like that. That's what I'm going to do. And then that bit I can cut off because that's going to be the pocket. There we go. So that will fold up like that. And I'll just level that up. There we go. So I've got the basic shape of what I want to do. And then it's just a case of covering it. Now I want a picture behind there. So what can I use? I have got some of Rachel's tags here. These are from previous year. And the first one I try, I like. Yep, I like that. So I'm going to cut that one out. I'm going to use that to go behind that window. So how are you all doing? I hope you're okay. I've no idea if I will get these journals done in time for Christmas, because it gets to a point, doesn't it, where you just can't physically do any more. I've been asked to take part in a couple of collaborations. So I'm doing a collaboration, Christmas challenge collaboration this is. Oh, do you know, I thought I'd cut 2 tags then. I'm doing a Christmas collaboration with Rachel and Bella Crafts. And that starts in November. And would you believe it? I'm actually ahead of the game. I've done my video. It's uploaded and it's good to go. Very proud of myself. Very unlike me. I like that. So that's going to go on there. I can't have it that much lower. I could have it a bit lower. That's going to go about there. So I'm going to put the glue on here. So yes, I'm doing a collaboration with Rachel and Bella Crafts, Christmas collaboration, and we get a prompt to do on our day. And my prompt, I was a little bit confused. Nothing new there. My prompt for it was fabric flips and hidden gifts. And I sat there scratching my head, thinking, I don't know what it is with a prompt, but it doesn't fire me and spark me to do something. I think it's just the way that my mind works or doesn't work. And when I used to work, I was head of HR, so I had quite a high profile job, believe it or not. And we used to do tests on people to find out what sort of thought process they had, how they worked through problems, problem solving and such like. And I always, well, introvert, yes, definitely, was me. And I always wondered how people could think of such different things, and I just couldn't. It just didn't work for me. These are the backgrounds that Rachel has, her plain backgrounds. So I'm just wondering if I could use those for... I quite like the pink. I quite like that pale pink, actually, because it's going on here. Maybe I need something a bit darker. I was looking at this one. I think I'm gonna go with this one. That's what I think I'm gonna go with. So yeah, I think I take things literally. You know, if I'm told something, I take the literal meaning for it. I don't think outside the box with it, if that makes sense at all to anybody. I'm going to change my mind and use this one. So, you know, when I get and I've tried to do the Marguerite Miller challenge, and I love doing collages, but oh my goodness me, does that fraggle my brain trying to think, you know, when you get 6 words or 6 different prompts or 6 items that you can use and you have to do a collage with it. It doesn't make that much sense to me. And when I see what other people do, I just think, wow, how did you do that? I'm faffing now, folks. So Marguerite Miller, I am definitely going to get back to that challenge in the new year. I'm not going to start next year's because I've got this year's to finish. I think I only got as far as, well, I didn't get very far, let's just say. I think I'm going to do it like that. So that will show on there. And then I'll put some of the papers around there. That's what I'm going to do. So if that goes on there, tell you what, I'm being too precise. I know I am. It's a bit of a failing of mine, I think, where I like things to be right. So I'm going to score that at 3/4 inch down there. I know I could just rip it and I could just go for it and nobody'd know any the wiser. But I want that to go on there like so. And then I want it to go round the back. And I'm going to add 1/2 inch because I want to make a gusset in it, as I like to do, so that you can fit more in it. And I don't need it to go any deeper than that. That's okay. So I'm going to cut that off. Oh, well, actually, no, I don't. I don't need it to go any deeper than that. So I'm going to cut that off there, which is fine and dandy. So that bit is what's going to tuck it in and make the flip. She stops and looks because her dibber's dabbed off. So I think I've done quite a different range of journals around Christmas this year. Moving from this kit is so different to the one that I was using with the paper cameo. I love it. I love the paper cameos one as well. It's just nice to work with different kits. So I'm going to glue this. I'm just going to glue it, and then we'll see that it fits fine. It's actually not a bad day here in the UK. We have had some absolutely horrendous weather, I'd have to say. Very wet. Some poor people have flooded. I don't need to put glue all the way to the edge. Too late. I've done it. Never mind. It'll be all right. Be all right on the night, folks. Yeah, some poor people have flooded. Some that flood frequently, and some that have never flooded before. And it just must be such... Oh, can't imagine it, can you? You know, water coming in your house and all your possessions being ruined, and you can't live in your house for a long time, and the insurance companies, will they pay, won't they pay? Terrible, terrible. Glue scissors. I do need to get myself another pair of scissors, I have to say. Let me just unfold that because it's making a crease. You know, when you glue on a crease and fold it, you get that awful bump. So this bit here is going to be fold in, but I've put glue on it. So it's not going to fold anywhere for a little bit. But that's okay. It'll be fine. It'll soon dry. Or else I'll cut it off and do something else with it. So I'm just going to cut that bit off because I do want to fold this over, just so that it strengthens the top of that envelope. I hope this is making sense to everybody. Basically, I'm just making a pocket out of this envelope. I've covered the window so that it'll have a tag in it, but obviously you won't see the tag through the window because I just wanted that on it. And this is going to be a pocket. I didn't get any glue just there, look. Okay. Does take a while to do these, doesn't it? Have I got any scraps of paper? I must have some scraps somewhere. I think that's the thing as well, when you start a project, you don't have many paper scraps. Okay. Doesn't seem that I have, but that's all right. We might just use what we've got. It's no good turning it around, Carol. It's not what you want to use. Oh dear. Let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got? What have we got? This is where I get all confused with things. I don't want too many flowers. That's too red. Let me just look for a piece of paper I like. 1 minute. I found a piece. I'm going to use this to go along there. Like that. I don't need all of it. Pencil I was looking for. I'm going to go about there. I'd like to still be able to use this as a tag, but if I can't, it doesn't matter because I can print it again, can't I? So I'm not going to get tied up in a knot with myself thinking, oh, I can't use it because I want to use it for something else. So I'm going to put that on there. And then it will fold over again on the back. I've been watching so many videos just lately. Everybody's so busy making absolutely gorgeous things. And I forget where I've seen people. You know, do you know what I mean? When you're watching something, and I know I've enjoyed it. So I'm just trying to see where that fold is there. Don't really know. It's about there, look. I know that I've enjoyed something. And then I can't think who I've watched, because if you see something that you like and then you make something similar, I like to say where I've watched it. I suppose I ought to have a pen and paper next to me. It doesn't always work that way either, does it? Okay, I'm going to fold that now. So that's the fold there. That's going up as a pocket, and that is going to still a bit tacky, but that's okay. That's going to fold like that. So that's the back, beautiful. That's the front, beautiful. That's going to be the hinge just there. Okay, something to go just here. I'm not going to see that much of it. I didn't get this glued down very well at all, did I? Nope. So we're still in half term this week, so I'm trying to get a video done before I'm invaded. I know I've got some little bits and pieces, look. I have the invasion of the grandkids at some point. That would work. Not that they're any bother. It's just thinking of things to do with them, isn't it? If the weather's not so good. Yep, I like that on there. I know I've got some scraps somewhere. Not many, because I haven't done Christmas for over a year. Nah, of course not. And so the Christmas scraps that I had, I've probably got rid of, because I do keep my scraps for so long, but then after a certain length of time, I think, you don't need it, Carol. You've not used it for so long, and you make more and more scraps all the time. So I end up ditching the scraps, and then I'm looking for the scraps that I thought I had. And of course, I haven't got them anymore. That's too pale. Love it. I'm just going to open it because that back's sticking. Although I can't open it for long because I want to do that pocket. You know what? I'm going to fold that backwards on itself so it's not going to stick to that. That's it. That's better. See what I'm doing now. I think I'm going to put that up there. On there. I keep moving my glue book out the way and then wondering where I've put it. So yeah, I think I'm going to go swimming with my grandson. He enjoys that. His dad wasn't supposed to be working this week, but now his dad is working this week. So, and gosh, he's turned 10 this week. Not his dad. My grandson. Where does the time go? Where, oh, where does it go? Honestly. It's scary, isn't it? I mean, I was still working when he was born. So I've got 3 grandkids. And they do keep you busy. Very busy. I love that. So that, I know I'm going to regret this. But I want to put a notch in there because it's a... Yay. Tag space. And I just want to make sure that I have glued that down well, because I don't want... I could glue something across it. I think I'll do that. I don't want anything to catch on that. There's just a little lip, and all it takes sometimes is just that little lip of something just to catch when you're putting something in your pocket. Of course, I need to second time lucky. Yes. Bits of paper stuck to me. I noticed I was watching Rachel Roxy's Creations yesterday, and her scissors were growing paper hair. It was paper everywhere, bless her. It happens so easily, doesn't it? So that is, oh, have I gone off screen? That's going to be a pocket. So I want something to go on that pocket. And I think I might use this because it's got the blue in there and the blue there. So I think I might use that bit. So I think what I'm going to do is, don't worry Carol, you can cut it out again, or you can print it again, so don't panic. I actually had to increase my printing allowance this month, so that just shows I've gone a bit haywire. But I do like the instant ink because you can up it and down it in the same kind of same. Just thinking I've missed a bit off the bottom, so I'm going to fold it over. Sorry, I was just trying to think what I'm doing. I'm going to fold that there. You can up and down your allowance in the same month. Well, it goes up straight away and then it goes down the following month, if you see what I mean. Which I do think is quite good. I'm going to put that on there. It's a bit too pale, isn't it? I want a little bit of that blue to show. That's better. That's better. So let me just fold that. Get my folds out the way because I want to lay that on there. I'm going to fold that, and I'm going to fold that. There we go. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to cut this excess off, the bit that's going over. This is going over. You're not going to see this little bit. So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to glue that on there. I can't remember what I was talking to you about now. I get distracted so easily, you know. Terrible. And then this is going to glue onto the back as well as onto the front. I'm going to put some glue on there. Not that bit. And silly me, I wanted that to be not a straight edge. That's better. There, you'd never know it had happened. There we go. So that's the pocket. So this bit here, I'm just going to cut, and I'm just going to glue that in. You're not going to see this tiny bit here. I'm not going to have got very far, am I? 28 minutes and I haven't even finished one. Tut tut, Carol. Cut this. And then this is going to be the pocket. That just needs to... I'm growing the paper hair on mine now. That can go in there and fold like so. And that can glue on there. Yep. So I'm going to put that one to glue on that. That closes that bit up, and then this is going to close. And then I've not lost any real estate in my pocket because we don't want to do that. Get rid of those bits. I have to go on a paper pickup when I've finished with you. So there we are. We have got a pocket just there, and that is now not sticky, and so I can glue that in. So that is going to be a pocket there. Does that make sense? So I put that piece of paper I extended over is going in there. That little bit doesn't want to stick. Hang on, let me just get it under my nose so I'm not jabbling you around. Okay. Oopsie. Just gluing this flap shut. Like that. And then that will go in between those two papers like that. And then I'll stitch down it because I'm going to stitch all the way around this outside one. So yes, you can still see a little bit of the envelope, but it is an envelope. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind seeing that. And then that will be the flip on that one. So I like that. Now on the other one, I found something to be a little pocket from Rachel's cutouts. I used the Santa. Oh, I've got the same Santa. Oh, and he's a little bit smaller because I think this one is a little bit narrower. So do you know what? I think I might use him again because I thought he made rather a pretty little pocket. He might be too small though. I think he might be too small. What else have I got? That's not right, is it? They're going to be way too big. But then they're not going to be exactly the same, are they? See, that could go on as a pocket. Of course, I didn't get paper all the way to the edge on that, didn't I? That's because I tore it, isn't it? And I haven't cut everything out yet, to be fair. I've still got bits and snips to finish cutting out for Rachel's. But just looking quickly, I'm not sure that I've got anything I could use. Although they would fit quite nicely. They're quite pretty, aren't they? And I've got other things of Rachel's as well that I've not cut out yet. Just thinking I could put that on there. I'd want to back it, I think. But that could go on there. And then I could cut these out and have them as a card inside there. Cards. Yeah, so I think I might back that and put that on there. So I won't do that with you because that's quite, you know, that's all I'm going to do is back that. Let me just get rid of that. But that then will be my pocket, so it's nice and open. You can see in there. And then that will go on there and be stitched around, and it'll have a pocket here. So I like that, and I haven't covered the deer up, so I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put those two together to carry on with that, unless I find something else, of course. And then the other thing that I wanted to do was the 3 tags. And then I'm up to date. Both are at the same point. So this is one of Rachel's papers from, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, I don't know. But that's what I'm going to use to do those 3 tags. And so I'm just going to, I've backed it because it was only this is only copy paper. And I'm just trying to think, I know it's difficult for me at times, what size I need it to be. can never work it out anyway. Okay, now I want it to go on this beautiful red paper, and I want these to be the 3 flips, and then this will fold over to the other side and be a tuck. I can cut that down. I don't want to lose the mother and child at all. So I'm just thinking how wide or how long I made the tags on this. I think I did them 3 and a something, 3.5. Okay. So what I want to do is I'm going to score that at 3.5. You see, I nearly lost it then, this bit. That's too much because that cuts into them. I'm going to go 3.25. And as I say, I think I will need to make this narrower, but kind of then you get an idea of what I mean. So that will go on there. These will be cut into 3 so that they individually flip. I just think it's something a bit different. And then that will be a tuck, but I think I will cut that a little bit shorter because otherwise it's too hard to get something in. And I think they stand out really nicely on the red. So I think I'm happy with that. And so what I want to do is make 2 cuts. Oh, I don't want to. Well, if she gets a face cut, oh dear. Oh my good Lord. Oh my Lord. If I do that 2 3/4 to there, 2 3/4 to there, that's just a little bit less, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so I am going to, I don't want to cut that little girl's face. That's what's stopping me a little bit. So the tags may not be perfect size because I can't bring myself to cut a face. 2 3/4, a little bit more. Where did I make that crease? There. Yes, did it. So I've just cut that into 3. They may not be the exact same size, but I couldn't bring myself to cut the little girl's face, which I'm sure you would agree was a good idea. I'm just going to cut those as tag shapes. Fiddly. Do you know, my hands get worse as I get older, they really do. But we don't give in, do we? Dropped it. Maybe this is where I need to get an old credit card and kind of cut the corners so I can use it. Or can you get punches that cut corners on these, that cut tag shapes? Oh, I bet you can. Maybe that has to go on my Christmas list as well, because I am starting to struggle to do little things like this, tell you. There we go. That was hard work, wasn't it? Okay, so that, well, I'm really happy with that. That will go on there like that for 3. It will lay flatter once it's in. But I think that looks lovely on there. So we'll have 3, and you can write on the backs of these. So it's a little bit of extra space. And then this will get cut down probably to the edge there. So it will be glued across there. I'm going to stitch down that one. But when I stitch down that, I'm going to make sure that I've got those there. So I'm going to glue it in initially 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to stitch down there to make sure that doesn't come off. And then you've got those 3 tags. So that's my video for today. I hope you like it, and I will be back next time. Take care, folks. Bye bye.